Hello everyone, welcome to another live feed. Yes, another one. Let's send out some quick invites because that's what we do here. Send some of these out real quick like. Right. Lovely. Now we just wait for some of you guys to rock up and then we're going to get stuck into what we're doing. Got that. Organise my tools. Get ready to do some more work on the SR4. Two people's joined. Can't see who it is because Facebook's crap. So say hello. Lars has joined us. I can see a little logo there. Hello Lars. How are you, mate? You're good? Where's it? So he did one yesterday. Dropped in to say hi but lost connection. Yes, apparently a few people lost connection yesterday, so I restarted it, which is annoying. Dennis has joined us. Hello, Dennis. I need a bigger desk already. My desk's pretty massive and it's still not big enough. So, today, I'm going to be working on this bad boy. The SR4. For those that don't know, yesterday, what did we do? We rebuilt the whole front diff, put CVTs in it. The previous dog bone was broken. Put CVTs in it. Hello, Mr. Golden. Hello, Ben Davies. Hello, Dennis. Thanks for joining, fellas. Much appreciated. So we essentially put a new diff under the front of it. Installed all that. It's running. It's a running truck now. Yay, which is awesome. Really happy about that. What else? Not much. I did suss out that I need to pay these shocks a bit of attention because one's not quite rebounding as much as the rest. I think it's that side. So first things I'll do, I'll pull that shock off, I'll pull the other front shock off and I'll test them against each other. Essentially I'll try and make this one rebound like the other one first. If that's all sweet and everything sits back in the middle all the time, we're good. Mike's joined us, Rob's joined us. Hello fellas. Mike George has joined us too. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for joining, fellas. Much appreciated. So, we're going to whip into that. Something I already have done. I found some door handles in one of my boxes. So, I used my finger drill. That's a finger drill for those that don't know what it is. Used a finger drill, drilled the holes. Once I pushed the door handles through. Hello, Billy. Thanks for joining, mate. Much appreciated. Once I drilled the holes, I fired up my portable soldering iron, racing portable soldering iron, runs off a 3S battery, wicked. I fired that up and melted the plastic on the back of the door handle so they can't come off, and I don't put glue on the body which could eat away at the paint. Hey, how's the Vitera going? Gone, mate. Mr. Jeffrey Lowe. I want to say Lowe, pretty sure it's Lowe. It's gone. It now lives in Queensland. Turned up the other day, so that's wicked. I give Jeff a bit of a care package. I give him a scale banner. I give him some BCRC decals. So yeah, it now lives in Queensland. So that's good. It's gone to a good home. I didn't drive it. I drove it out the back. I made sure it was all good. But I didn't have time to take it out and do a video and such on it because he basically bought it before I finished it. So it's gone. Won't be missed. But anyway, I digress. So, today, first thing I've done, and this was before the feed obviously, I lowered the body pins so that the body's going to sit down properly. Now, I'm going to show you a quick tip of how to make your body sit nice and snug and not rattle around like that everywhere, because that's just annoying. Right, undo these body clips at the back. Or did I do that up? I must have done it up. Right, so somewhere here, I've got some double-sided foam. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stick that under the body where the holes are, and I'm going to put holes in the foam. So when you put the body down on your body pins, you've actually got to squeeze it down a smidge before you put your actual pins in, and that'll stop any rattling around. It just makes sense. Right, I'm going to trim it down a smidge because it's a bit long. So that's first on the list, and then I'm going to start pulling the motor out, pulling the transfer case out, etc. So I can do what I want to do today, which is put the gearbox, the new metal gearbox case on, and the transfer case on. Do that fun stuff. I'm just trying to mark this foam so as I know where to cut it. Yoink. Yoink. Right. Printer is done. BRB. Getting my parts and assembling them. Nice. You got a lot of stuff coming off that printer. Right. So I've double-sided taped down my double-sided tape foam. Okay. Now, from the top side, I'm going to grab my scalpel, X-Acto blade, whatever you want to call it. I'm just going to make a hole, being sure not to make a hole in my finger. Okay, it's an optional step that I don't suggest you take. This blade's blunt, just so you know. So I'm quickly going to make a little hole there. Lovely, keep going. Nearly. Right, that should be a hole. Wicked. I'm going to do one more. Which printer? Lars has got 1,000 of them. Lars is the Tony Gutierrez of 3D printers. Making sure not to stab myself. That's not how we get views here. We don't go for the gross, you should have seen him cut his finger open strat. Dennis, damn, I need a 3D printer. I need one too. Ben needs to check his as well. God, how many of you blokes are printing stuff? Come on, blade. You're nearly through. Right. Yoink. 2 holes in our foams. So now, when I put the body on, I've actually got to squeeze down a smidge before I put my body pins on, and that should eliminate, lovely, should eliminate any sort of rattle. The other thing you can hear is the links and wheels and such rattling. The body itself is not actually moving, which is good. Probably help if I lock down the back too. Lock that down. Lock that down. Brilliant. Lovely. Right, that's done. So get yourself some of that stuff. It's handy. You can buy it in big sheets, which I did. I got a sheet that's like yay long and yay tall. Undo these, take this off, and then I'm just going to start pulling the motor and such out. Come on, brain. Work. Right, so that's that out of the way. Now, I'm going to empty this parts tray into this parts tray. And then I'm going to start pulling this apart. Mr. Gutierrez has joined us. Hello, Tony. Now, Tony, if you stick around long enough, after I do what I want to do with this, I will sit the PG4 on the bench with the trailer behind it, and I'll show you how long it is, etc. and so on. So, we're going to install this, which is the metal gearbox case. Currently has a plastic one. We're going to install this. This is our transfer case in metal. Currently has a plastic one. We're going to install our chassis stiffener kit. Currently doesn't have one. I assume it didn't, that's why I ordered one. And we're going to install this, which is our motor mount. So, we need to start undoing bolts. I need to see where that bolt's on. Where does that bolt on? I've not pulled one of these apart yet, so... Okay, from underneath. 2 bolts should undo our battery tray with a number 2, I believe. This is a part of where we get to see how well the original guy built the truck. Now the dude I bought the truck off didn't build it, so I can't blame him if there's something wrong. But it is what it is. You buy a truck second hand, you've got to expect to do a bit of extra work. I'm also going to pull the cover off the rear diff, probably just pull the whole diff out and grease it, because after opening up the front one, there was no grease in it. So I want to make sure the rear one is greased up nicely. Right, that's out. That was easy. Wicked. Now, I'll quickly get the transfer case out, because that's easy to do as well. Take that out. Little flame. Rotate that round. Good-o. Undo the drive shafts. Good fun, this stuff. Hello, Tony. Drill will be faster. No! Bloody drills. You could have put a bit of Loctite on these grub screws. Now, I know I usually say I don't put much on the grub screw if I'm going to use any at all, but these weren't ever tight. That would have been a tragedy. Right. Drive shaft off. Drive shaft off. I'm going to quickly whip out the transfer case. We'll do that first because that's a pretty quick job. 4 bolts underneath. And the transfer case is out, and then we can swap over to the new case. Yoink. I do enjoy working on these cross trucks. I'm starting to know them very well. Which I guess is kind of expected when, one, you've got as many as I do, and two, you pull them apart so often to help other people with their trucks. Come on, stay there. So, what's everyone doing? Where are you all from? The axle looks a little loose. What are you on about, mate? What are you on about? Right, there's our transfer case out. Tiny little thing it is. So this is the plastic housing, which we're doing away with. Right, here we go. So we're going to put the metal one on it, because why not? Alright, I like the idea of upgrading while I've got the truck in pieces. So we're going to upgrade this to the metal housing. Got my bolts there, lovely. Robert, watching you goose. Get stuff, Robert. I know you're watching me, mate, but like, is anyone, like Lars is working on his 3D printing stuff and all that sort of stuff. When you move the truck, it looked like it moved around loose. You mean like this? That's just soft suspension, mate. That's what you want. You want soft suspension. Lars, I'm from the North Pole. I've seen the snow you get there, so you're not far off. Now, I'm expecting this to have no grease in it, because I didn't build it. Bloody crow eater. What are you talking about, Robert? You're not talking about the AFL, are you? I don't go for anyone in the AFL. Ben, removing supports from 3D printed parts. That sounds like a barrel of laughs. Tony's from California. However that song goes. Right. Open her up. Let's see how much grease we don't have. Now this is why, people, whenever you buy a truck second hand, you open it up. See that? That's what we call in the business bonus McDryers. Alright? Sure, it's smooth, but that's more so because of the bearings than the lack of grease. Right, so we're going to pull these out of here. Slide him in there. Lovely. Got to get this other bearing out. Lovely. Now there is a shim in there, so don't lose it. shimmed both sides. It is. Right. So we've got in our new case. Now I'm just going to put some grease there because, you know, that's what you do. How's the mate doing who came to Portland? Are you talking about Hamish? Hamish is back now, I believe. I believe. Is that who you're talking about, Tony? Grease. I don't want to go stupid with the grease, but I want to make sure I've got enough on here. So bear with me. I'm being quiet because I'm concentrating. Do I watch Game of Thrones? I used to, Tony. I used to love Game of Thrones. I haven't watched it. Don't spoil it, anyone, or I'll ban you from the group. I haven't watched it for quite some time. So I'm at the point where I think I need to start from the start again. So if anyone spoils it, I'll boot you. Because I want to watch it again. Actually, Hannah's never watched it, so I want to sit down and watch it all with Hannah. I think that'd be pretty cool. Where did my grease rag go? It's here somewhere. So yes, I plan to sit down and watch it all again. It's on my list. Yeah, so no spoilers, because Game of Thrones is a pretty big show, and there's a lot of people that like it, so be respectful of others. Right, do up my trans case now. Now she's all greased up. Lovely. It gave us 3 new bolts, but I reckon we'll get away with using the original ones. That side. They should be the same. We watched it all again last year. Yeah, it's been years since I've watched it, man. I love the show, it's brilliant. But yeah, it's been years since I've watched it. I've got to do that again. That's not sitting snug. Both sides of that are threaded. I don't know if my original one was. Maybe I will use the new bolts. They may be shorter. Anyway, how many of us are going to buy across RTR? I reckon I'm going to get one, Tony. I reckon I will. Do that. Because one, I mean personally for myself, I'd like to see how well Cross has done with their first RTR. And then 2, down the track, if I want to convert it to, you know, a hard body, well, I can do that. Dennis, me, but he's going to get the PG4L. Lovely truck. Lovely truck. It is very lovely. I'm surprised both of these pieces are threaded. I'm borderline tempted to drill the thread out of one. See how it feels once I've got it all done up. Not with black windows low. Here we go. Good one, Tony. You've got Robert started on the windows. Anyone try ordering anything from Lock It Up? Or do you mean Locked Up RC? Is that what you mean, Tony? I don't think I've heard of Lock It Up. Lovely. Oh, so smooth. So smooth. Right, wipe my grease off. Keep those spares. But I'd be in a lot of trouble if I broke one of these, I reckon. Every time I try to buy something, it's out of stock. Tony says, I used Johnny Burton BCRC discount to buy my next cross. I think we can all guess what Tony's got coming. Good purchase, Tony. Good purchase. Got an awesome truck. Right. So now I'm going to put my transfer case back in. That was simple. I like it when stuff is simple, goes together nice. Lovely. Throw it up on its side, smash some bolts in. That one there. So I'm going to start that with my fingers. Oh, lovely. Lovely. Got to be quick, Robert. You got to be real quick. If I see a cheap RC, I'm on it. I'm on it, especially if it's cross. I mean, you fellas must have had a few when I was going to buy it. Excuse me. Hello, Jeff. How are you, mate? Thanks for stopping by. How much did you pay for a second hand? This one here was 220 Australian dollars delivered to my doorstep. Cheap! Now I know it's the cheap version, but there's not a huge difference between this and the fancy one, besides the metal bits. It's got metal links, it's got nice aluminium body shocks, it's got metal drive shafts. The majority of what you want in metal is already here anyway, so... Tony, I've received a new set of wheels. Jesus. There can't be many sets out there, Tony, that you haven't got. So yes, it was a deal I couldn't pass up. I basically messaged the guy and said, look, I've got 220 bucks in my PayPal if you want it. Let's do it. He said, righto. So, very happy. Very happy. Right, now I can put my drive shafts back on, but I can't put my motor shaft back on because we're going to take that off. Right, now, let me just make sure these are all in phase. Yes. Shite. Now I forget which one it goes on. Where's my book? I'll give you 200 US. Once I've got a cross track, Tony, you'd be pretty hard pressed for me to let it go. I get very attached. I do. Right. That one goes to there, that one goes to there. Okie doke, that one goes to there, there, and there. So, that one, oh crap, now I've got it up the wrong way to see what I was looking at. That one goes to there. Thread up the correct way. Lovely. That goes to there. Wicket. Hannah's in bed. She's going to do overnight shift tonight, so she's getting some sleeps. So try not to be too noisy, Tony. Finger stuck. Right, rotate that around. Rotate this around. So all my bloody screws line up. My grubby screws. Goes there. Lovely. Remind us what the Vitera cost you. I paid $150 for the Vitera, but then I did spend a lot of time on it. I did spend a bit of money on it. I didn't really add up the total of what I spent, but it was probably more than I originally planned to. Lovely. That's good. Nice and smooth. Okay, now I'm going to pull the motor out, which means I've got to take this off. So yes, Jeffrey now gets the joy of the Vitera now. Dwight's joined us. Hello, mate. Thanks for joining. Much appreciated. If you're sitting there watching, don't be shy. If you haven't said hello, say hello. We're pretty easy going here. As you can probably tell, this is literally just a lazy Saturday live feed. Tamara's at some birthday party. Hannah's asleep, and I thought, bugger it. I'll work on me truck and go live. Chat with the fellas. That's a different bolt. Different bolt than it used to be. I need to trim that off too. Come on. Snippy, snippy. Lovely. Right. Now we can pull the motor out. I do have more racing motors coming. This one's going to get one. Why not? Depending on how many trucks I put them in, I may even throw one Mr. Christian Oliver's way too. I may surprise him with a motor. Tony, Dennis wants to buy some wheels. Sell him some wheels. You got enough. Right. Now I'm assuming this gearbox is not going to have a whole lot of grease in it either. Because I'm going to guess the person that originally built this truck just picked up any piece that was already built from cross and put it in their truck. Now, it doesn't matter what brand your truck is, who it's from. If something comes pre-built, open it up and check it for grease. Right, now I'm going to take this drive shaft off. That one was tight. Lovely. Now we're going to pull the motor out of this. We're going to take our bracket off the back. If anyone's got any questions, feel free. I'm actually achieving something. It's not taking me forever to do it, which is nice. It's a rare change and it's nice. Right, that can go aside. Now I need to undo the 3 small bolts. Lovely. Always be gentle when you're undoing a 1.5mm bolt. Always be gentle. The new case does come with bolts, but if you strip out one of these heads trying to undo it, you're in a world of trouble. What turn is that motor? 35 turn, Robert. They are good motors. I mean, I could quite happily leave this motor in it. That racing motor is pretty beeping impressive. For me to take one of these cross motors out and put one of the racing ones in, it's got to be good. Because these cross motors are very good. As far as a factory motor goes that you get, I would rate it higher than any actual motor or anything like that. Anything that comes with a Viterra, I'd rate these higher. They're a bloody good motor. Come on. Really? Yeah. Long bolts. Long bolts. One more. Right, lovely. You want to part with? What part with the motor? I could probably part with the motor. I've got a few spares now. What did you want to put it in, Robert? Right. So that's got a metal one on it. Oh, that's one less thing I have to do. Okay. And as I expected, this is what we call in the business bonus McDryas. Okay? No grease. Nothing else in there I need. So now I can grab my new fancy metal one. Got coffee sitting right here, Dennis. Don't stress. Don't you worry, mate. I've always got coffee. Right. 3 bolts. 1 bloody gearbox casing. Now this is not something that you have to do. This is something I wanted to do. In a Tamiya truck. 35 turns too quick for a Tamiya truck, mate, if I'm honest. Minimum, you want a 55 turn. What I'm going to do, you may want to just hold off. When my next lot of motors comes in, I ordered the 20 turn. to put in my Tamiya truck and try it out. So just wait and see, because I'm going to try one of those racing motors in my Tamiya truck. Hopefully it's good. Okay, so this is our metal housing compared to the plastic one, right? Lovely. Now, I'm going to wipe this off, make sure the grease I get on is perfectly clean. Yoink, yoink, yoink. Lovely. I can sit there. Lovely. Feels better already. Nice and smooth. Now it may look like I'm putting a heap of grease in here, but I'm not. There's actually a lot of open space. I'm turning the gears and have to pull the grease through it. And then there's a lot of open space where there's some grease just sitting, which is fine. Just want to make sure everything's nicely coated, especially I'll go plowing this truck through water. I've got a bit of grease in here that will help push the water out of the transmission. Push it away from the gears. Because for those that don't know, that's what grease does. Even if it's not marine grease, it'll still push water away from itself. You can test this theory by put a bit of grease on your finger, rub it on your finger like that. Hello, Brian Pups. Right? Put it on your finger like that. Rub it in as much as you possibly can, then go and run your finger under the tap, and you'll see it bead up on there and run straight off. Would you try the 35 and CC01? No, still too quick. My CC01 is running an 80 turn motor because that's about the best speed motor for a CC01. Anything else is just too fast. They come out with a 27 turn Tamiya cam, which is crazy fast in it. So I would definitely recommend a 80 turn motor for a CC01. Okie dokes. That goes in there. I'm going to change that. I'm going to change it because I've got a feeling they may be different. No, it shouldn't be. I'll whack a smidge of grease around. This has got a piece of metal here, and then it's got an O-ring that goes on the outside. I'm going to put a smidge of grease around the outside, and that's literally just to try and push water away from itself if water gets near it. Because as I've just explained, grease pushes water away. You can also do that with Vaseline. Vaseline does the same thing, pushes water away from itself. Right. Give me that gear back. Set my gear on here. So that's how your motor and trans works with the cross, okay? Your motor runs in, the pinion gear goes straight into the middle of the gears, runs through the series of gears, given it a reduction. I forget exactly what the reduction is. Then comes out here to your drive shaft. And when I say drive shaft, I mean drive of the motor shaft. Now, is that lined up where it needs to be? Soon find out. Wipe this grease off my hands. Last, whew! My excavator is ready. Got the last important part mounted just now. Tomorrow, dragging it out for test. Nice. Do you drive through the water above your body? No, that's just stupid. Sorry, it is. You don't do it with a real truck. You don't. You might see the odd video on YouTube of some Russian bloke that's got a snorkel 15 foot high, and for the lols, he ploughs his truck through some river that he knows is deeper than his truck, but I generally drive my trucks up to about the bonnet height, because that's about as deep in real life as you really want to go anyway. I'm sure there's someone out there that's a four-wheel drive expert champion that's going to tell me I'm wrong, but it is what it is. Right. Gotta wipe the grease off of this. Last, I'll fix some bits tomorrow. Sweet. I'm pretty sure I've seen Hamish join us there somewhere. Hamish. Lovely. Right, do this up. Did I get it right? Did I get it right or not? I may not have. I may have to rotate that around. Of course I got it wrong. There's only one way these will go together, and the three bolts for the gearbox case will do up. So if you can't get your bolts to start, you've done it wrong. Line up. 1, 2, 3. Hamish, tell us all about your trip. Tell us all about your trip, mate. We're all jealous. Robert says, took my real Nissan Patrol halfway up the windscreen by not walking a river cross. Oh, you didn't walk the river first. You just went, oh, how deep could it be? Tony says, giveaway news or update again. Well, there is going to be a giveaway of a truck. You're going to find out what that truck is on the live feed that the truck's in. I haven't exactly figured out how I'm going to decide who wins the giveaway. I may leave that up to someone else. But I mean, I'd rather leave it up to someone else, because then none of you guys can win to me. So there's a truck giveaway coming, which is exciting. It's bloody good. It's been one of my goals this year. It's not a cross truck. I'm working on it. If I can give a cross truck away, hell yeah, love to. Not one of mine though. You're not getting my trucks. But anyway, last, I have a friend who put a snorkel on his 1-1. He went deep, went over the hood. What he didn't think of was that his oil pin, his entire engine was full of water. Oh dear. I remember years and years and years ago stopping at a service station, petrol station, gas station, whatever you want to call it, and seeing a woman fill her oil up, take the oil cap off, filled the motor up with water. Before I had a chance to race over and say, what are you doing? She was like 3 buckets in. Because I noticed she topped it up, and I'm thinking, oh, she must just be topping up like a wiper fluid or something. And then, because I was sort of a decent distance away, and then when she went and filled up the bucket and came back again, I'm thinking, Jesus, how much does that wiper thing hold? Maybe she's topping up the radiator or something as well. At the same time, I'm still thinking, that's a lot of water. So then by the time she got onto the 3rd bucket, I was like, I've got to go and see what she's doing. Poor thing. Right, so now I'm going to put my motor back in my truck. So whatever you do, don't start that car up. Do not start it up. What would it do? Nothing for about 5 minutes. And then it'll do lots. And then it'll do nothing. Oh dear. Right. So, now I'm going to put my motor back in. I'm going to put my drive shaft back up. I'm going to pull the rear diff out and grease that. Was she blonde? No, I don't think so, Tony. I think she was brunette. Right, I believe that goes that away. We have a memory refresher. Now I look at it, I'm tempted to say he may have had that up the wrong way. Anyway, what's done is done. Yeah, he's exactly right, Robert. Exactly right. It's too easy to offend people these days. So let's not try to do it here. Jacob's joined us. Hello, Jacob. Would be a good boat anchor. Yeah, it would have been if she started her up. I did laugh. I felt bad, but I still laughed. I thought it was funny. This truck's starting to look pretty fancy already. How easy are these things to work on? I haven't even sworn yet. Lovely. One more of those. And then I'll show you what I'm actually doing. I know it's hard for you guys to see what I'm doing and at each time I'm doing it. What I'm going to do coming up in the coming weeks, etc., is I'm going to fire up my laptop, perhaps set that up above me, and I'm going to try and do a feed with my GoPro, and possibly I'm going to buy a fancy microphone. I'm going to try and have multiple camera angles. I'm trying to step up my game, and if I get to the point where I get everything really nice and happy, well, then I may look at doing some YouTube streams, and possibly, well, I looked at doing Twitch streams, but Twitch are effing useless. So, going back probably, I don't know, the 9th or 10th month last year, I went to sign up to Twitch, and it was like, oh, we can't accept your email. I'm like, why? It's like, it's accepted everywhere else. So I emailed them, which apparently was a complete waste of time, because I think it was 4 months later they replied, oh, we're really sorry to see that you're having troubles. You know, let us know what we can do. And I'm like, let you make an account. Really, it's that simple. This is my email address. Can you tell me why I can't make an account with it? Like, it's a Gmail account. Still haven't heard back. And this is probably 3 months ago. Which is pretty shite, I reckon. Right, rotate that around there. A bit more. Line this up. Lovely. Put that in. Oh, she looks the goods. So, question. If I was to be doing streams and actually do like a long stream, or if I was building a kit and I was like, I'm going to fire up the stream, I'll possibly be here for 4 or 5 hours building this truck, would you guys be interested in watching something like that? So good. So good. Right, now I need to organise my wires here in such a fashion that it looks good. Hide that out of the way for a second. That there, I want down through there. Lovely. I'm going to plug these in and then loop them around so that they're tidy, because why not? They can go into this side. Lovely. They can go that side. Also lovely. Chin up, Robert. I can hear Robert Gollan saying, hey, he's saying lovely again. Set that like yay. That side. And then put this back on. That way. That might be a tight squeeze with those motor ones. Perhaps I'll have to do it like that. Lovely. See? Your fault, Robert. Yeah, well, that's the thing, Robert. It's one of those things where I don't expect anyone to sit down and watch the whole thing. I mean, it'd be awesome if someone wanted to, but I guess it's more of a sort of thing where people can come in and out and come and go as they please. They can stop by and go, I wonder how he's going with it now. That sort of thing. Yeah, it's just an idea I'm tossing around. I mean, I'm sort of... I'm finding it hard to find an option of things I can do for work after, I mean, my back injury is still plaguing me every day, and I need to find not only something that I can do to keep myself sane, but I guess in the long run too, I sort of want to look at options of things that I can do for income. So whether that's something like streaming, I mean, I'm not sitting here going, hey guys, give me money so I can sit on asking people with RCs. But I've sort of got to look at options at some degree, at some stage. So, and I'm not sure also what options I've got with Facebook as far as, say, a camera up here that's aiming straight down, all these sorts of things. Right, so we've installed the metal transfer case, we've installed the metal gearbox case, greased them both because neither of them had grease, surprise, surprise. I mean, that already feels smoother. What I'm going to do now is whip the back wheels off, take the rear diff off. I might not even have to take the wheels off, but I'm going to take the rear diff off and crack it open and grease it, because I'm going to assume, going by everything else, that it hasn't got me. Then I'm going to check the shocks for oil, see how much oil they've got in it. So, yeah. Last, I've always considered myself a dog person, but now I have more cats than dogs. Get out. Dogs are better. I don't care what anyone says. Right, let me make sure. Right. You would be interested in long too. I think I'm up to scratch. Oh, wait, what was that one? Yep, okay, yeah, yep. Last said sure would, yep. And no. Well, it's nice if you have something to work on yourself while the show is on. I mean, it makes sense. Did I miss anything? Not really. It's YouTube. We can refer back to it and share with others. Exactly. Yep. I mean, it's a way too of me getting more subs, and I know that sounds. That probably sounds like I'm just fishing for subs, but I mean, I like to think I work pretty hard for YouTube subs. I go out and I bust myself. It's even more so now than what it was before. It used to be I could go out, drive my trucks for hours and hours and hours, and yay. Now it's I go out, drive my trucks. I'm out for maybe a total of 2 hours. In that time, I've probably sat down 15 times just because my back's wrecked, which is annoying. Right. Undo that. Undo this. I'm going to pull my rear differential out, or at least open it up and grease the middle of it anyway. I'm still going to undo my shocks because I want to crack the top of those. I don't think I'll take them off the chassis. I don't know yet. We'll have a look. How long have we been feeding for? How long has the feed been going for, people? If you could let me know that. Yoink. Online video editing. How am I supposed to do that, Tony? Right. Can I get to those 4 bolts? I bloody can. Good. I just want to see how much grease this thing's got out. Tell you what I'll do actually. Use my brains. I have to undo the links because I'm going to put this in. I'm going to put that in. Ugh. Hold that diff up out of the way. This kit is a chassis strengthener kit that goes between here and between here. So I'm going to undo these 4 bolts. I'm going to put the front one in. I won't put the rear one in just yet because I'll do the grease of the rear diff first. Open your own RC store because that doesn't cost much money, Tony. Jesus! I'd love to have my own RC store, but I haven't got the money to start one. Perhaps if I win the lotto tonight, I can start one up. Sweet Mary Joseph. Oh, bloody Nora. Mark's joined us. Walt's joined us. Hello. Lars, I'd love to open my own RC store. But here in Norway, taxes destroy everything. I shouldn't laugh about that. Taxes are horrible things. Taxes destroy everything. People rather buy from China than in Norway because it's half the price. Yep. That's unfortunately how it is with a lot of things, but it is what it is. If they can make stuff that much cheaper. Yeah, it's like Robert's saying, I think that's everywhere these days. You could just do RC repairs from home. Well, there's not enough people around that would pay someone to repair something because today's economy is so shite. People just haven't got the money to spend on that stuff. Bad enough they spend money on the hobby, if that makes sense. Walt's saying only $100,000 US. Have you got a spare 100,000 lying around? Jeez, that was tight. Because your 100,000 is about 130 Australian thousand for me, if not more. I don't have that lying around. It's a bit hard when you're living with a back injury, you can't do anything. Workers' compensation doesn't pay very much. How you doing? Not bad, mate, as much as I just sat here complaining. No, back to work because the economy's shit. I can't. That's the thing, mate. I Jesus. I can't work. Oh, bloody hell. Unfortunately, it's just not the case where that's something I can do. So I don't know what's going to happen for the future. It's funny because like all my life I've been one of those, you'd be right, just deal with it and do it. But I'm at the point now where that's just doesn't seem to be the case. If I can see franchise and Oz, wouldn't that be good? Again, you've got to have a lot of money to do that stuff. Right, now I have to remember how these go together. We do get bolts with it. I can't remember if I actually need them. I think they're the same length. Pain pills and get on with it. Well, mate, your back mustn't be as bad as mine because pain pills don't cut it. That's simple. Your back can't be as bad as mine, then if you can just have pain pills and get on with it because pain pills just don't work. Sorry to say. That's not taken away from your back injury, but if you can just smash some pain pills and keep going, yours ain't as bad as mine, I'm afraid. I wish that was an option. Right. Yeah. They was the shock ones. Try and have some sort of organisational skills going here. Come on, lads, nearly time to get up. Time attacker, if you want to. Oh, you're upgrading the excavator. Okay, Lars is off. Thank you, Lars. I appreciate you stopping by, mate. I really do. I know it's always stupid late when we. do the feeds. No, they don't, but they take away the sudden stabbing. Well, that's the thing. I can't have stuff that takes that away. Sitting here doing this is a battle. So I usually smash some Nurofen before I start, but I mean there's only so much Nurofen does, unfortunately. Need some coffee. I do. Need some coffee. That one. Right. Still hurts, just slows the nerve reflexes down. The only thing I can do to sort of let mine try and recuperate is lay down, which is crap. As much as I like a lay down, I don't like them that much. I've got to remember how these go together now. Well, I need to move to warmer temperatures. What? see you guys. Thanks for the vid. My pleasure, Lars. My pleasure. It's great bringing people together here. That's what we're trying to do. That's what we're trying to do, mate. All right. Where was I? Ugh. Right, that goes in there. That goes through there. I think I need to put spaces in here. I think. Yes, I'm going to need to. It's both right. Both are either side. Well, that's what I'm like, Mark. I'm stuck there. But it's the only way I can get some form of relief. So, if that's what I've got to do to get relief, then I'm going to take it. Well, I was planning on doing another live feed last night. I did so much on the feed, and I was like, I'll do another live feed later on, doing this stuff. But I just couldn't. I wanted to, but I couldn't. Unfortunately. You need to use real temperatures as well. You need to use the Celsius, mate. Real temps. Ugh. Shouldn't have talked about back injuries. Now all I can do is feel mine. Thanks whoever brought that up. Probably me. My bad. Right. That and there. That through there. Spacer. Please don't drop it. Please don't drop it. Where'd he go? I dropped it. I dropped it. Benny's joined us. Hello, Benny. Thanks for joining, mate. Most of the way there. Line that up. This takes a little bit of concentration, this bit. It does. And the correct driver. Always handy. Lovely. Anthony, hi from the sunny coast. How are you? All right, mate. I'm all right. I try not to whinge too much. I'm all right. Right, move some of this out of the way. That we don't need. So yeah, how's everyone else doing? Right, so that's got that one in. Now I can pull this rear differential apart and grease up the gear. Grease up the gear for it. Because I'm going to assume it's bone dry like the other one was. Yeah, I know you guys use Fahrenheit. Well, I'm only stirring, mate. 20 degrees is about spot on for me in Celsius. If you want to do your conversions, I like a 20-degree day. It's good. So has anyone got any exciting upcoming projects? Got a couple I've got to get finished before I'm starting a couple more. Can't complain if I did know none of this in here. Do a live feed, Robert. See how many people listen on a live feed. Right. I'm not too far from finished what I want to do today. Ben wants to finish his independent suspension SCX10. Right, last bolt out. Now I can whip the diff cover off. If you just take a peek right there, tell me what you're looking at there. One, I misplaced a bloody bolt here somewhere. Where? Can you see what we're looking at here? See how many people would watch. I'll watch your live feed, mate. I'll take the mickey like you blokes do. The whole time. Come on, Robert, do it quicker. Or something to that effect. So can no one see what we're looking at here? Tell me what we're looking at. And don't just say gear, because I mean, obviously it's a gear. Right, let's get me coffee. Lovely. Right, so for those playing at home, what we're looking at there is a complete, total and utter lack of grease for the diff gear. So we're going to fix that. Fix that real quick. It's so dry, no grease. Yep. That's why whenever you get a truck, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'm going to undo that drive shaft. Did I not do that one up? Thought I did, apparently. Oh no, because I undid the links. Right. Take this one off, just so that I can spin the diff gear around nice and easy. Right. Lovely. Cow RC cost me that much. Well, it would cost me that much to have it shipped to me. Walt, I could literally buy a new truck cheaper, and I'm not joking. As sad as that sounds. Right. That's got some grease in there. Lovely. I looked at buying, I know I've said this before, but I'll tell it for Walt's benefit. I looked at buying one of their big magnetic mats. The mat itself was $69 or something, I want to say. The postage. You sitting down, Walt? The postage, $246. I bought this truck for $220 posted. So, yeah. So there's that. So that's why I don't buy stuff from BCRC, because the postage is just too expensive. I've no doubt they make great products. Well, make, sell, whatever. But for that money, they can keep it. I keep misplacing bolts. What am I doing here? That's not that one. Not that one, not that one, not that one. I just took it out. Must be sending it flat. Even sending it flat though. $246? So I've misplaced another bolt. I don't know, but it's that one. Not my day for bolts, I'm afraid, because I have misplaced one. I don't know what I've done with it. I've got another bolt I can use, I think, but still. I'll have to find it. Red grease from the auto parts store. Well, this stuff is King Chrome multi-purpose grease, so you can use it for everything. It's not stupid expensive. A tub lasts you ages. It's like $16 for a tub, I think it was. Lasts you ages, and it's really, really good grease. Remember, if you're doing bolts up into a plastic diff cover, don't over tighten them. You will break something. Right, so I'm nearly ready to put my differential back in the truck. Want to do up this bolt. But before I do that, I'm gonna take that shock out, those shocks out, and just check them. On my ring grease. Replay the video. What video, Tony? What video are you talking about, mate? Lovely. Right, diff's done. Now I'm going to whip the shocks out the back, which I should just be able to undo this. And then slide the shock mount straight out, if I'm correct. And then I can take both the rear shocks out. To find the fit. Unfortunately, it doesn't work like... Yeah, I'll go back later and watch it. There's a lot of the times where I'll have bolts sitting around. If I move the truck, it slides, and then I'll knock it off the bench or something like that. It's fine. I've got 100,000 bolts here. How's that attached to that? Done. Spare tire's going to come out. Which I assume that's just bolted in like that. God, people are useless. You've got to stay still, bolt. How is that turning? It's in a don't turn dealie. Or is it not in there properly? I love it when people install stuff and they don't install it properly. I'll show you what I'm talking about momentarily. Just as soon as I get this little bolt off. Right. So, this bolt goes up and underneath into here, right? But somehow they've cranked that hard on it, they've actually stripped out the hex piece in here that holds the bolt still. So, beep. Well, I got it undone. That's the main thing. I needed to undo that so I can pull this tyre out. So I can undo 2 more bolts. So I can take the shocks out. So I can redo the shocks so they're done properly, etc. and so on. All part of the fun, as they say. Come out, bolt. Okay, right. So we have our shocks here, which I'll now undo from the bracket, and then I'll open the top of them up and see how much oil they got in. Yoink. Yoink. Right. I don't know if I'm winning or not. I don't mind doing this though because it's essentially a full rebuild on the truck, which is good because then once I go over it, I know that if something does go wrong out on the trail, it's my fault. I'd much rather it be, oh God, I'd much rather it be my fault than someone I bought the truck from. Right, so we're going to do a quick strip down of this shock. Rip that off, rip that off, rip that off, undo the top, and see no grease, oil. Bonus, Mac dryers. Now, I don't need a lot. I should have known. Rob, your guess was correct. The only issue I've got is I'm running out of shock oil. Because every time I buy a truck, it's got none in it. Right, I'm now going to reconstruct the shock. And I'm going to make sure I've got a good amount of oil. A good feel to the shocker. So it does what it's supposed to do. Right. I'll quickly do this one and then I'll show you the next one what I'm doing. So much smoother. The camera view being reversed. Oh, yeah. Because it always looks like I'm doing something up when I'm undoing it. Okay, I don't know how well you'll hear this. Right? The car go past. Half filled with oil. No oil. Harley's joined us. Hello, Harley. Jesus. Right. They spat in this one. I reckon they've gone, I'll oil these shocks, and then forgot about it. Flip that round. Yoink, yoink. Bear with me, I'm trying to do this reasonably quickly. I will show you in detail with one of them what I'm doing. I'm trying to be frugal with the oil too because I'm on my last legs with my oil. Trying to get air bubbles out of the shock. Yes, Robert, I am wearing a Tram CR hoodie. Truth be told, awesome hoodie, so comfortable. Now when you look down in your shock absorber, you don't want to see air bubbles. So you slowly work the shock shaft up and down. Don't do it too quick because if you go up too quick you'll pull more air into the shock. I'm going to flick that spring. Right, winning. So much better. Right, now I can wind that all the way off. Wind that all the way off. So good. Right, now I can put those back on the piece that it goes on. This is why you go over your shocks and make sure they're done properly. Now, these go upside down if I remember correctly, so I need this end. Need that. And that goes that way in the chassis, so that's got to go through here in the middle hole. I believe the book says the middle. Does it? I'll put it on the inside, that's what it was on. Check the book. I've got a feeling it goes in the middle. Nope. See, I can admit when I'm wrong. Right, so now we can put this back in, we can put the rear diff back in it, and then we'll pull the front shocks out, check those. You live near a highway, not a highway, but a pretty busy road, unfortunately. Pretty busy little stretch of road, this. Gotta love the internet these days, don't you, people? Now that one tells me when the connection's bad. And it actually just said to me then, do you want to continue? So I don't know why the connection went bad, because my connection's really good. Did we lose many people? I'll take the blame for that one. Right. Bolt this back in. Sorry. That was my internet that time. I don't know why. They probably decided because I'm doing a live feed, they'll go and pull up a cable or something and work on it. Right, do that up, get the next one started. So sorry about that, people. If it does it again, I'll just stop the feed because I'm not going to off and on the feed with the connection. Well, it says not me. Well, it said on mine that there was a bad connection, and I don't know if it means like, oh, your internet shit, or it's the connection through to Facebook's not cooperating, if that makes sense. Because my internet's good. My internet's quite fast. I'm on the NBN. I uploaded my speeds to the group yesterday when I did a test, just so people can't go, your internet's shit. Right, I'm going to change. Oh, we got there one there. Oh no, I use those. Dion's joined us. It stopped for me, says Rob. It stopped for me too. It said, do you want to keep going? I'm like, yeah. I didn't want to stop. So, don't know. Like I say, if it does it repetitively, I'll stop the feed, but that's the first time it's done it. Surprised there's not supposed to be another bolt in there. Right. Winning. Did I grab that other bolt and put it somewhere? I don't know. I thought I did. Could be wrong. It's cool. We'll win it. So hopefully by the time I finish doing all this, this truck will drive really, really nicely. Facebook slows down with every little beep logged on a Friday night. Tell us how you really feel, Bolt. Right, where was I? So they're done. I think now I can put the rear diff back in. I think I can put my drive shaft in so I don't forget. Because that would just be annoying. Grab screw. Grab screw. There it is. Come on, brain. Where are your power tools? Right here, mate. How's that for bogan? I do mine by hand. We all know this. Right, lovely. Let's got that there. Now, to work on this. That one. Right. Let me just see if I can line this up and do it correctly. That through there. That through there. Man, they didn't build these links very well. Lovely. Lovely, lovely. I think I'm winning. Spacer. Right. Chassis stiffener. Screw that onto there. As far as I can get it with my finger. Lovely. Don't want to grab that with my pliers because then I'll wreck the effect. I'll take all the nice part off of it. I believe this is the right one. Sorry if I'm a bit quiet. I'm just concentrating so I don't screw this up. Because I hate building stuff again. I don't like building stuff and then going, oh, you idiot. And then having to build it again. Put my spacer in here. Get that started on that bolt. Alright, and then that bolt has to line up with that. If it'll cooperate. Are you cooperating? It is. Good. Now, I'm going to get my other 2mm, I'm going to hold on the other side and crank them both tight. And then we'll put our chassis stiffener in. Lovely. Now, I'll just put my chockers back on the rear. That one, rotate that way. This bolt. This spacer. This goes through here. Which I don't believe is threaded. No. And we need one of these. I need this. Kyle's joined us. Hello, Kyle. How long has this feed been going for, people? It's been going for a while now. I can't see what I'm doing. 2 hours? Has it been going that long? Right, do this up. Lovely. Put my other shocker back on, and then the rear should be finished. That's close. So live unboxing next week. I was hoping it to be over the weekend, but it hasn't turned up. Hour and 23 minutes. God, it feels longer. My back must be getting worse. Yeah. It feels longer. Maybe it feels longer because I've achieved more in a short amount of time. Usually we talk that much smack, but I sit here for ages and don't achieve much. But I've actually achieved quite a bit today. Lovely. Now, I'm going to have to This is the bolt that holds the spare wheel in. Do I glue it there? I could glue it. Or I'll have a look after the feed, see if I can find a bolt with a bigger head, because they've stripped out the plastic in here, which sort of wrecks that. Normally, you only build one shock in the time. Yeah, I know, right? And I've done what? I've installed the... For those of you that joined late, let's do a recap. I've installed the metal motor cover. We got rid of the plastic one, okay? So we took the whole motor assembly out, took all this out, we took the transfer case out, installed a metal cover for the transfer case, metal cover for the motor. We've pulled the rear diff off, greased that. We've just re-oiled the shocks at the back. I'm going to take the front ones off now and do that. I feel like there's more we've done, but there probably isn't. But still, we have made progress. Right, this one here. Interesting. This front shock is mounted in the lowest hole. And I remember correctly, it should be in the middle one. Though I was wrong about the back. Perhaps it's different for this model. The SG4C, you put it in the middle one. I'll check the book. Because if I put it there, it's actually going to drop it down lower. It doesn't really need to be lower in the front. Right, now I've got to flip this back over and undo my shockers. So we nearly achieved what I want to achieve today. Just good. Stephen, gotta go. Lovely work, thanks mate. Much appreciated. It's a good thing I got lots of spares of those. Right, undo the other one. Obviously the real test is going to be once I get this truck out. Oh, did the foam body mount washers. Thank you, Ben. Thank you. Yeah, that's another thing we did. And I suppose too, I sat down before the live feed and like put the door handles on and I cleaned up a bit of the desk and did a few other things, so it probably feels longer to me. Right. Shocker it out. Right. Yoink. Yoink. Don't run away, spring. Don't run away. Oh, perfect. Not an air bubble. Go one more time. One air bubble. Right. Now I'm going to do my top lid up. Now I've filled that shock just over halfway. I'm not doing the lid up completely tight yet. I'm going to rebuild the spring section. Put the cap on. Yoink. Oops. Now I'm going to squeeze it all the way down to let any excess oil that I don't want in there to come out the top. There's not much coming out. Make sure your shock can move all the way. If it doesn't, you won't get full movement when it's on your truck. I have done a video where I explain this process a lot better than I'm explaining it now. So if you go to my YouTube, you can actually see a video of how this process works. And that's how I recommend you set up your shocks for all your trucks, because I mean this compared to this, and you can see how quick it is. It takes literally a minute. There's literally like a drop in there. That's it. That's all that's in there. This is why you check these things. Right. Lovely. I'm going to do that up a bit. Not tight. Press the shock so it goes all the way, and then let any excess come out the top. Then wipe the excess oil off the top. Make sure your shock shaft is all the way down when you do the top up too. Loosen that right off. Just that easy. Insta-perfect. So no one's got an excuse not to do their shocks properly because it doesn't take long at all. Steve, gotta go, mate. Love your work. Well, did I read that out earlier? I did read that earlier, didn't I? It's Saturday. Leave me alone. Right, so once I've got this on, I think I'm finished. Except for putting the spare tyre back on, but there's no huge rush to do that. Do this knot up. Lovely. Do this one up. Lovely. Right, now I'm going to double, triple, ultra, mega check the book to see if it is middle hole or top. Middle. Thought it was middle. But then it's going to, it might sit down a bit in the full seat. We'll see. Now, make sure I put my drive shaft back in because that'll be shite. Or have I, no. I'll undo it and do it up. I will. Drop those through there, grab that. That's got to go through there. You have to do this from underneath. Without dropping everything. That's close. Middle. Lovely. You going to paint the spare? I am at some stage. I know I've got paint here. I probably won't do it today. I'm going to spend the next few hours resting myself because my back's hooked and it's really starting to get to me. That's the sad part, is it's getting to me quicker and quicker lately, which is really annoying. All right. Winning. Feels smoother. Lovely. And it's sitting straight. Good biscuits. Lovely. Very interesting content. I like the live feed format. Learning a lot. Kieran, are you from South Australia? I get the feeling you may be, sir. You mentioned the other day about seeing a big green truck. No, a 6x6. I believe, sir, it may have been this one. Was this the truck you're saying? Now keep in mind, I knocked the supercharger clean off the bonnet, so I've got to glue that back on. I've got it in my hand. I think this is the truck you're seeing for sale on Gumtree. So if you're interested in a massive 6x6, it's me that's selling it. Drive shaft, right, because I didn't pay attention. Happens to the best of us. True story. Right. Yoink. Have that straight. Have that straight. Yep, lovely. Put that on there. And I'm going to do a slow crawl across my desk just to see how smooth it is. Chris has joined us. Hello, Chris. How's your weekend going, mate? Good, I hope? Oh, I've got to put the battery tray back in. Whoops. Okay. Shot reserve done. So that is sitting a bit higher in the ring now. Bugger it, I'm going to go back down one. Because I actually didn't mind how it was sitting before. Mr. Chris Leach has joined us. Hello, Mr. Chris Leach. So I can go back where it originally was. Getting ready for the truck show. Nice. How many people are you expecting to rock up to the truck show, mate? For those that don't know, when Mr. Leach says truck show, he's talking about Tamiya semi-trucks. Chris is working, the other Chris. Well, that sucks, Chris. And Drew's with us. I see Drew's logo sitting there. How long have you been with us, Drew? Awfully quiet, hiding away. Have you painted that truck yet, Drew? Right. So I'll do this. Yep, I'll do that. Now, I'll put my battery tray back in. And then, I think I'm done for the day. So for those of you that joined late, where were you earlier? What bolts were they? I think it was that one. That one. I think. Oop, not that. Brisbane Truck Show. The RC Club got invited. Oh, yeah, nice. That's very good. Take some photos. Share them on the group later. You know I like my semi-trucks. I do. I like my semi-trucks. I've got to use mine more, if I'm honest. I've got to get Hannah to use hers more too, because she's like never driven her truck. She's done a few laps of the lounge room, but that doesn't count. As I'm sure anyone with a Tamiya truck will agree. You can't just do a few laps of the lounge room and go, yep, I'm a truck driver. Doesn't work like that. God, my back's getting me now. Right. One more bolt and I think I'm finished for the day. After I plug it in and test it. Yoink. Lovely. I do like, Cross has really thought a lot of this stuff out well. Where this battery tray is actually bolting in. That's in 4 days. Alright, sweet as. That's good. As many pictures as you can. We'll love seeing RC stuff here. You know that. Come on, brain. Where this battery tray bolts in is where the cab for the Demon bolts to it, where the cab for the SU4C bolts to it. So they've actually thought about it. And it's like, okay, well, we can use this particular piece for this on this truck, this on another truck, this on another truck. That's good. That's smart right there. Right, battery tray back in. I believe it's done. There was something. I'm sure there's the tyre. There's the tyre. I'll just sit it in there for now. Yeah. Squish. That's going nowhere anyway. But yes, that's in there. Wonder what I can do about that bolt. I'm going to glue it in there. If I can remember which glue I had that still had glue in it. Yep, we'll have all the construction gear there as well. Nice. Not entirely sure if this glue's got any glue left in it, but we're about to find out. Yep, it does. Now, the only reason I'm super gluing that bolt in there is because, one, it needs to stay in the same spot so that when you do up this piece, you can just do that up from the top without anything moving. I want to take that out without hitting that bolt, if I can. Yep. I'm going to put a nut on the other side of it, just to hold it steady while that dries. Can't use that one though. Night lock. Ivy's joined us. Tony's back. Hello, Tony. Wonder if the scale weight of the RC is close to the weight of it. I remember seeing a post about that some time ago, Chris, and I think it was actually a fair way off. I guess it depends on what RC you're talking about, doesn't it? But I believe there was most of it, like your standard SCX-10 and stuff. I mean, that's way off. Right, so we're going to do this bolt up. Lovely. And this is going to sort of help us, I believe. These pliers are about the only thing I can get in here, so don't laugh. When that gets poked in there, the correct way up. Like so. And then you hold that down there, and then you grab the piece that was just up there, right? I'll put this in, and then that can just stay there for now until I feel like painting it. Date to be confirmed. Just thinking, because the cross truck, they do some, yeah, they do. Like that thing, 40 pounds. In real life, they weigh 12 tonne. If that helps you, Chris, if you can do the math, pounds to kilos, and then etc. and so on. God, that's very tight. That plastic shouldn't be that tight. They obviously hadn't screwed it that far. Anyway, it's not going anywhere. Not going anywhere at all. Right now, battery time. Just make sure everything works as intended. Come on. Open sesame. Hamish is watching, apparently. I don't know if you left and came back or you've been here the whole time, mate, but apparently you're watching, according to Facebook. Right, so now, yoink, yoink. I knew that was going to be the case. Yoink. Right. Radio on. Make sure it's on the correct model. Lovely. Plug my lights in so I can make sure they still work. Body on. Lock down the lockers. That was dumb. No, it wasn't, because I can reach the switch. Lock that down there. I've got two body pins here, somewhere. Where did they go? They were in my tray. Where? They're probably that bolt I misplaced earlier. Well, I wonder what I did with those. I could have swore I put them in that tray. Anyway, they're body pins. I've got 100,000 here. I'll grab some later. So hopefully now that's nice and smooth and quiet. Pretty smooth. No idea, Robert. I haven't even looked at them. I pulled them out and then went, I'll look at them later. So I haven't looked. I would assume there's some sort of fault in the wiring with it, whether it's where it's been ran. I've got grease all over that body. Yeah, I don't know whether it's where it's been ran or if they've bent stuff back and forwards a lot or what it is, but I mean, I'm not overly phased. It's only the little fog lights at the bottom, which are, I mean, technically like indicators anyway. So, I'm wiping grease everywhere. Cloth for every occasion. Right, so now I'm going to just wipe the crap off my truck and make it look clean. And then she's done for the day. She's actually ready for a drive, I think. I think she's ready for a test drive. Don't be scared to take care of your trucks and give them a wipe. And Tony says, has to go. It's all right, Tony, I'm about to go as well. So don't stress, mate. Don't stress. Looking for parts. I don't even know what I'm looking for now. The body pins. I had extras. Where did I sit those extras? Because now that will frustrate me. I need you to move, monster truck. Got that bag, got that bag. That's. Bear with me. I don't know. I had more. I just had to find some. I'll find what I did with them. There's a black one. There's another black one. That's the other spare ones I had. Oh, right, mate. I put it in the wrong tray. Found them. Found them. There's one with a bend. Where's the other with a bend? I'll bend one. Right. So, what I like to do with my trucks is, with the body pins, is grab the pin. I need that way. You want to get that way? I'll grab my body pin and bend it. Ugh. Oh, as much as it hurts. The reason I'll do so is it makes it a lot easier. You can see here, it makes it a lot easier to grab the pin instead of trying to grab one that's flat. And then when you've got a really flat one and it's tight, you'll find yourself trying to use your thumbs in here, and then you'll slip and you'll stab under your nail and you'll say lots of swear words. Okay. But anyway, for today, we're finished. Just get these greasy fingerprints off the side of the truck. My own worst enemy here. She's come up pretty well, I think, for a $200 truck. Bam. What do you think? Quite like that. Now, I do have more wheels and stuff coming. Of course I do. I'm considering putting some nice silver machined wheels on here. We'll see how they look. But for today, that's going to do. I'm pretty happy with that. At least now it sits level. Alright, thank you very much for watching. Feel free to give it a share. like I said, soon we've got an unboxing coming up next week. We're also going to have a truck giveaway coming up, hopefully in the next 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. So lots of stuff coming. I'm going to try and talk to Cross and say, can you give me a truck to give away? I'll test my luck. I'd love to give something like this away. You're not having this one because it's mine, but I'd love to give something like this away. So all these are things that I'm working on. So cross your fingers, hopefully we can make it work. Okie dokie, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate your time and efforts. Like I said, give it a share, give it a like, and take care. Have fun with the hobby, and we'll see you next time on the live feeds. Shush Radio. See yous.